Okay, well done. So we've been looking at easier phrasal verbs today using the word look. And most of these I reckon you guys know, so I'll take you through it quite quickly but slow down on some of the more interesting ones. To look after means to take care of, and I've noted down whether they're idiomatic and inseparable, and it was very interesting for me to notice that a lot of the phrasal verbs we did today were inseparable. You can't open them. I think there was only one later on down here that was separable. Maybe that's the only one that I can see. Anyway, let me take you through them quickly and slow down on some of the more interesting ones. To look after means to take care of somebody or something. I like this one. To look ahead in an idiomatic way is to think about the future and plan for the future. To look round is to browse. We like to browse, look round. You know, somebody comes up to you in the shop and says, "Oh, can I help you, sir?" And you say, no, I'm just looking round. To look at is to look directly at something. It's very literal. To look back is the opposite of looking ahead. You're looking back at the past, thinking about what happened to you in the past, looking back. Looking down on means feeling superior to somebody. And you can look down on somebody, or you can talk down to somebody as well. That was brought up today. And the opposite of that is somewhere on here, when you look up to somebody, when you really admire them and respect them. Looking for means to search for something. I said we look for things because there's a lot of searching happening here. And I was trying to explain that it was, you search for something that's lost. Oh, I can't find my keys, I'm searching for them. But then Katerina said, well, you can also search for something or look for something in a shop. Excuse me, can you help me? I'm looking for this book. Could you help me? Do you sell this book here, for example? So it doesn't necessarily mean it's lost. And we were doing that for a reason. I can't remember now, it might come up later. When we look forward to something, we're really excited by it. We're anticipating it. And remember, we look forward to seeing somebody, to meeting, to whatever. Verbing is really important, and I stress that because it's a to verbing, which is really strange. Now, if we look in on somebody, we pay them a short visit. We just visit them for a short time. And it's a really nice phrasal verb to learn. It's common, but it's not very common in our ESOL arena. So I'd really like you to learn that, especially when we're in a sort of a caring role where we don't have time to spend a lot of time with somebody, but we might just pop in to look in on them for a little while, just to make sure they're okay, and then we go about our business. Used a lot in hospital environments as well. When we look into something, it's really used a lot to investigate. It's an deep looking at something, really investigating. Of course, we can look into somebody's eyes in a loving way and try to feel their soul. And we can, of course, look into a cup. We can look inside something. It's very literal as well. To look out for something or somebody is to really be aware. I need to talk more about this. So I was at camp the other day and somebody said, "Oh, could you look out for Helen? And if you see her, could you tell her that I want to speak to her?" When we are asked to look out for somebody, it's not very important, because if we don't do it, it doesn't really matter. So there's a lack of importance when you're asked to look out for somebody or something. Oh, when you're in the chemist, would you look out for this, please? Because I haven't been able to buy it. So you don't go specifically into the chemist, go, right, that thing, what do they want? It's like in the back of your mind. And if you remember, great. But if you don't, it's not a big deal. It's a great phrasal verb to use. I also, in the theory that I'm going to give you, it also says it means to take care of, to protect somebody. Oh yeah, I've looked out for my sister all my life, or all her life. I've really looked out for her. So it does have another meaning as well. To look over or look through something is to examine briefly. Definitely looking over something. The more I think of looking through, it's like I still think it means to examine something briefly and not too thoroughly, because when you want to examine something thoroughly, you look into something. That's when you want to examine it thoroughly. So look through something, look over something is more flicking through. I really liked that, Adil, well done. To look out, be careful. Look out, be careful, watch out. To look on is a great one. It is a type 1 phrasal verb, which means you can't really put an object after it. And the way I use look on is if you're observing something without taking action. And that implies that really you should take action. You know, if you see two people fighting, but you're just looking on, you know, there's a feeling, an implication to it. So really, I guess it would be used in a negative way if you're just looking on something. Yeah. And I can't say looking on something, it just doesn't work. If there is a fight and you are just looking on, you can't say if you're looking on something, it just doesn't work. It's a type 1 phrasal verb. And finally, look up. It is literal. Here we go. There we go, I looked up. But it also means to search for information. When you know that you need to find something, you know where to look for it, and you're just like going to a dictionary, looking up the meaning of something or looking something up on the internet. You are looking something up. And this is about the only separable phrasal verb we had today on the whole of the look phrasal verbs. That's it, I think. Thank you.